5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, folks? What's up? Welcome to the latest episode of... Hold on, let me fix myself here. Hold on. There we go. Move myself over there. There we go. Now I'm centered, if you will. Almost. Whatever. Welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Town Tuesday, presented by the Still Basement. I am your host, SimFBallCritic. What is happening? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are still coming off of the high emotion of that game on Sunday. Hope your high blood pressure has leveled out. And I hope you guys are feeling better about your Steelers selves after that victory. Interesting game though, man, because as I rewatch it, there was definitely some opportunities where the Bengals obviously could have won that football game. There were a lot of opportunities left on the field for the Steelers offensively. We all know that. That play to Jamar Chase, I'm going to talk about it later in the show. Yeah, probably was a touchdown. The one that they ruled him out of bounds and they said the ball didn't cross. But it is what it is. Refs are a part of the game, and I'm not going to feel bad about them missing that call. They have missed calls on us. Jesse James, anybody? That's how it goes. We got the dub. But welcome, guys. What we're going to do tonight, I'm just going to give you my quick topics. All 22, I didn't get it in time. It's available now, but I didn't get it in time enough to be fully prepared for today. And I think we're going to run into that situation a lot. Because, and I do see we have a donation there. 1 second, Jameer, I'm going to get right to you. I think I am going to run into that a lot, guys, because if me getting it on Tuesday, I don't have ample time to watch it and give you guys a full breakdown. So, unfortunately, the only people who are really going to be able to get that type of breakdown and that type of analysis are those of you who are members of the channel that I plan to give you guys tomorrow, Wednesday evening. Sometime tomorrow I will cut the video, then I will upload it privately for members and you guys will be able to see it. We'll be back into that. But let's get to the donation really quick. We actually have two of them. And then we're going to say, well, actually, hold on. Let's say hello to the early commenters and then I will grab the donation. So let's get the hellos in really quick. Jared Devil, what is happening, my friend? My man Ron Simpson Gaming in the building. What is going on, Ron? Amon Bozeman, Brent Fox. Hello, the real Missy. Hello, Miss Lady. Everyone make sure you take time out to say hello to the lady. Brian Williams, Dietrich Bundick, Jim Emmon. Hello, Miss Lanisha. Make sure everyone stops and says hello to Lanisha as well. Hello, Lanisha. Appreciate you coming through. Rajon39, Wide Diggy, Jersey Boy. Who else we got? The infamous Tim. Eric McDuffie, Bettsburgh, Vistalite, Joshua Shields, Lamontez Fleming. Who else? Hello, father-in-law Leonard. El Capo is in the building as well. And I think we will stop it right about there. Let's go back and grab the donation. So round of applause to Jameer Sanders, as well as round of applause to the infamous Tim. I appreciate you good brothers donating to the cause. Jameer says, as I'm still adjusting my myself here, as you get, that's a weird statement, but y'all know what I'm saying. Jameer says, Mitch legs will save our season. So glad Watt will be okay. Minka the best. And we have to admit, Bush showed up and didn't look bad at all. Hey, he did not. I did rewatch the game, but now see, here's the thing. I'm really gonna be able to see what the all 22 that I plan to brush up on tonight, also into tomorrow. Guys, I'm so behind on certain things, man, because of how my schedule has been. I didn't watch. Please don't put anything in the chat. But Kenyon and Tony are waiting for me to watch House of the Dragon. Haven't had a chance to watch that. My HBO failed me on Sunday night, right? It froze. I couldn't watch it. So now I'm going to have to invest in HBO Max so at least I can watch it on demand. And, I'll probably get rid of it after the season is over. So I have not watched the latest episode of that yet. I still have to watch that. That will get watched. Kenyon, I know you're listening. It will be watched. If I'm giving a realistic expectation, probably tomorrow night, if I'm being realistic. Y'all know I commute 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So with the commute happening again tomorrow, it makes my night a little earlier. I'm going to have more opportunity and more time tomorrow evening. That's probably when I'm going to watch it. If I can sneak and perhaps watch it tomorrow while I'm at work. But, I shouldn't say that, right? But, you can't really focus. Even if it's downtime, I can't focus the way I should. So realistic expectation is I probably won't get to it tonight. Going to spend a little bit of time with the family tonight before I get myself ready for bed. So I would say tomorrow evening after I do the All 22 breakdown for the members of the show. So Kenyon, Tony, we should be able to talk about that come tomorrow night sometime. But yes, Mitch Trubisky, everything you said there, he is going to help us with his legs. Even if it's Kenny Pickett who comes into play, same principle applies. Definitely good to hear that Watt is not going to be out for a long amount of time, and Minka absolutely doing his thing. And Bush did show up. He did show up. Was he the best in the world? Hard to say. I'm not going to give him all of those type of flowers, but he didn't look bad. He looked decisive. There was a couple plays that I definitely recall even after I rewatched the game where he's sideline to sideline, sniffing out the run. So Devin Bush is looking more into it from here. The head now seems like he's more into it. So that is a good sign. The infamous Tim said, is Cam Sutton the best DB we've drafted in a minute? I don't even think I have to think too long on that. Absolutely. Probably the best that we have drafted in quite some time. However, if we want to get cute with that answer, we technically drafted Minka because we gave up our first round pick and we were going to need a safety anyway. But yeah, unofficially Minka. But officially, I would have to say Cam Sutton is the best defensive back, corner, safety, put them all in there, that we have drafted in quite some time. I would like to hear you guys' opinion on that. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Do you agree with the infamous Tim and myself? Because I'm agreeing with him. Is Cam Sutton the best defensive back we have drafted in quite some time? And let's not, forget, we did not draft Mike Hilton. We did not. We did not draft Steven Nelson, who had a good season for us that year. We did not draft Joe Hayden. All of the recent corners that you could think about. We did not draft Akello Witherspoon. Is he the best DB? Now, I know some people are going to compare him and Terrell Edmonds, but across the board, who do you think is better? And I might give the nod to Cam Sutton because he's had more impactful plays. But like I've been telling you guys before, man, my man, Edmonds has not been a bad defensive back for us. Not at all. Shout out to Tim for another donation. Round of applause on that. He says, to be real, there's like no competition. Yeah. So again, I would like to see more of you guys answer that as well in the chat if you want. How do you guys feel about that statement? Is Cam Sutton the best DB that the Steelers have drafted in quite some time? I would go out on the limb and definitely say yes. Yes. All right, let's move right along, man, so I can get to the phone calls early. I forgot to put my timer up, but just in case I'm going overboard, I'm going to put the time up right now, and I don't expect to extend all of that time because we've already been talking now for what? About 10 minutes. So, but let's get to it. So, let's see. First thing I want to hit on, pull up my notations here. Very first thing I want to talk about, man, is the Steelers have signed a couple guys to their practice squad. Tight end Rodney Williams. Don't know much about Rodney Williams. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I do. I do not. Absolutely do not know much about him. Curious to know why we went tight end. Is there an injury or something that I'm not aware of? I don't believe there's anything wrong with Muth. I don't believe there's anything wrong with Gentry. I don't believe there's anything wrong with but Connor Haywood. So curious to know why they went that route. They released Justin Rigg, who was a recent tight end. They also released, what's his name? Jacory Roberson. Yeah, Roberson, I guess it is because there's no T there. It's not Robertson. Roberson. Those two guys got released, so maybe the Steelers were just replacing a tight end with the tight end. Maybe it's not a direct effect on the 53. But they also signed Ryan Anderson. You guys might remember him, coming out of college. You might remember him as well playing with the Commanders. And, outside linebacker Ryan Anderson. So clearly they're trying to get another piece in there with T.J. Watt being out. We got way better news than we expected on T.J. I'll get to that. But those were the quick roster moves there. You guys can share in the chat how you feel about those moves. Ryan Anderson, I'm a little more familiar with, but again, I'm one of the more, and I hate talking about myself, but I'm going to be one of the more one of the realest people who report on the Steelers. When I don't know something, I'm going to tell you I don't. I have not watched Ryan Anderson's career for a lengthy amount of time as he has been in the NFL, so I could not tell you if this is a good or bad move. What I will tell you is it's good to see that they're still trying to get help, because you're not going to be able to replace T.J. Watt with one guy, unless for some reason Malik Reed plays out of his mind along with Alex Highsmith, but it's still not T.J. Watt. Just think about the simple things like how many times he bats a ball down, did it twice in this game, got an interception off of one. That production alone you're not going to get. So cannot replace T.J. Watt. But those are the roster moves as of today. We'll see how everything goes throughout the week. Also, a couple injuries to talk about. Mike Tomlin in his press conference gave us some way more positive news than we were expecting. He said that Levi Wallace, Spillane, Leal, Mason Cole, you could even throw Najee in that mix, or more so day to day. They're actually expecting Najee to be available for the Patriots and the rest of these guys. And, Tomlin's perfect phrase, the phrase that he always used, he always goes to, we'll let their participation be the guide. So it's good to hear that these guys they're anticipating the possibility of them being available, and it's more classified day to day. What he always says, bumps and bruises associated with play. Sounds good to me, because I actually absolutely want Levi Wallace to be back in that mix, because I think keeping that secondary that we threw out there against the Bengals is going to be key, especially losing one of your pass rushers, the dog of that defense. You're definitely going to want to keep, the secondary who has practiced together and labbed together intact, and not have to, resort to mixing someone else in there, so that's a great sign. And also guys like Leal, man. Leal is going to have to help in pass rushes as well. I'm sure he might get more opportunities now in sub packages as a rusher, because again, you got to find ways to compensate for the loss of T.J. Watt with multiple players. You might even sometimes see the Steelers blitz a little more, because again, maybe you're not as comfortable with your four-man rush when T.J. Watt isn't anchoring that four-man rush. Alex Highsmith, outstanding performance for him, 3 sacks, and motor was running all game. However, you take Big Dog from the left side, right? And now you can focus more on an Alex Highsmith. So it's going to have to be a guy like Reed, a Jameer Jones, or a Ryan Anderson if he gets an opportunity, that's going to have to make enough noise to be respected on the opposite side. Because if not, if you could cheat and chip and do all of that on Alex Highsmith, could slow down his production. So however you want to slice it, we're definitely going to see a loss. We're definitely going to be compromised in the pass rush game without T.J. Watt. It just goes without saying. What else do I have here? The biggest news. T.J. Watt is expected to only miss, and I say only because many of us feared that it could have been a season-ending injury, They went on to announce, reports came out yesterday saying that they were going to seek a second and third opinions. Reports today are that they have sought that, and it has been determined that he does not, I repeat, does not have to have surgery. What they're classifying it as, I have it written here, is he does have a tear, but he did not tear the tendon. So apparently that is not surgery required. He'll just be able to rehab, and he's already begun that process. And they're saying, expected to be out about 6 weeks. That is excellent news for the Steelers because, again, considering when the bye is, let's say the Steelers are able to stay afloat and win a few of these games. Actually, I'll pull up the schedule. Let me do that really quick, and we can kind of talk about that. And then I will go into a little bit of the main topic tonight, just asking, you all whether or not you think the Steelers defense can remain dominant. I say remain because the first performance was dominant without a TJ Watt. But if I take a look at the schedule here, see what we got. And as you can see, guys, I'm blowing through my little topics because, again, I'm getting back to the point to where Terrible Towel Tuesday is the fan focus, where it's all about you guys calling in. And that's what I want to get to the bulk of that. So obviously we got New England coming up, quick turnaround. The following Thursday we have Cleveland. Week 4, the New York Jets. Ooh, week 5, the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Buffalo looked very powerful in that first game. That is going to be tough. I would imagine by week 5, those guys are going to be up to snuff. And yeah. Week 6, Tampa Bay. Week 7, the Miami Dolphins. Week 8, the Philadelphia Eagles. So they already got one. Let's say you come out of this 1, 2, 3. I don't know, to be honest. We'll see. I mean, these are winnable games, possibly based on how our defense was capable of playing. Again, rush and coverage go together, so that's going to be a real X factor. Whether or not the Steelers can still get rush, still do enough things in the secondary. But, I mean, the Patriots game, that seems like a game we might be able to get, especially given the fact that Mac Jones is dealing with something. Is he going to play? Is he not? That might be a game we might be able to get. First game at Akron. No, almost said it. Almost said the name. Y'all know I said I refuse to call it the name. I call it the Shore. First game at the Shore Stadium. So maybe they'll be pumped up for that. Maybe they get that one. You mess around and be 2-0. The Cleveland game could be hit or miss. I know people are going to say no Deshaun Watson, but again, they're talented. Jacoby Brissett is a veteran. He can win you some football games. So, short week, that could be tricky. The Jets, you never want to expect wins, but I'd say that's another game that you probably can get. So let's just say at that point, hypothetically, with 3-1. Buffalo, at the moment, I'm feeling like that's going to be a tough game. So come out of that 3-2. The Buccaneers, that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. However, the key factor in that game is always going to come down to any type of rush. Tom Brady's a statue at this stage of his career. If you can get any type of rush, maybe you throw him off of his game, but that's going to be a tough game. So I can't call that one just yet. But let's just say they dropped that one. Let's say they're 3-3 at that point. Miami Dolphins. They don't scare me, but the Dolphins are not a bad football team, okay? They're not a bad football team. They just did what they had to do on Sunday. We shall see. So that's a tough game. It's hard to call that one. But let's just say we win one or two of those, either the Dolphins or the Eagles. So it's possible that the Steelers, again, just being modest, giving us a couple wins, giving us a couple losses. Let's say they come out of week 8, 4-4. So even if it took TJ until after the bye, Steelers are in pretty decent shape. They're in decent shape from that point on, right? And you still got some tough games to go there. Of course, you're going to have Saints, the Bengals again, the Colts, the Falcons, the Ravens, the Panthers, the Raiders, Ravens again, Cleveland. So again, Steelers have an opportunity to possibly go on a. No, I'm not even going to say that. I don't think there's a mini run in the mix, especially if we cannot get the offensive run game going. That is going to be key. That's going to be key. And like I said, man, I'll have more to say for those of you who will see the all-22 footage. Again, for any of you guys who want to see that, you have to join the channel. I've explained to you why before. I will explain it again. You have to join the channel because, again, this is YouTube. I do YouTube. I monetize on YouTube. I cannot monetize NFL footage. So I've chosen not to show that on Tuesdays anymore. I will show it privately. But the little compensation for me will be is that, okay, you know, there's a monthly fee to join the channel, and that's a fair compromise, right? My time is limited. It's hard for me to just say I'm going to do things on YouTube that doesn't benefit me because it's time. It's time and work. So that's my equal compromise, if you will. That's why I don't request anyone to do it. I'm just letting you know, for those who are channel members, it will be available for you. If you want to become a member, you hit join. I have one of the lowest tiers possible, $4.99 a month. And that's what you will get, along with other stuff. I just got started with that last season, but there's going to be more stuff like, streams and gaming stuff, a lot of things. I really leave it up to you guys to tell me what you want, what type of private access you want. But it's mostly popular during football season because y'all want to see all 22. But all right, man, let's get back to it. TJ Watt, man, that is a blessing because it just didn't look good. The way he reacted to it did not look good. He right out the gate said, you could read his lips, I tore my pec. So it kind of looked like it was going to be a season-ending injury. It is not. And that's why a lot of times I like to remain, and keep my emotions and thoughts in check or intact, at least until I get some confirmation of what's really going on. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that. You wait and see, get the real information, get the confirmation, and then you can have your conversations and your heartbreak and et cetera, et cetera. All right, so before I get to the phone calls, the number one question of the night. Hold on, I just saw something. Give me a second. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw something in the chat. So, number one question of the night. Can the Steelers defense remain dominant without TJ Watt? That is a question directly to you guys in the chat. Please give me your responses. I'll spend a few moments here to answer them and give you my thoughts. And then I'm going to get right to the phone calls, and then we'll wrap this show up. It's possible that they can still be dominant in a couple of areas. Somebody says Blitzburg has to come back. That's a little tough to say because you don't want to blitz all the time, because the right quarterbacks can burn you in that. Let's take a pause and give a round of applause to Carmichael the Guru. Thank you so much for the donation. That is an excellent point, Guru. He says 5 turnovers with 7 points. Reason I'm going to be humble this year. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. And I'll spend a quick moment here on that really quick since you just made me remember. The funny thing is, and again, now that I actually have all 22 in my possession, I will be able to know. But even just looking at the quick rewatch of the game, the offensive line didn't play bad at all, in my opinion, against the pass. They were relatively solid. The problem is they didn't open up any lanes. They didn't hold a lot of blocks in the run game. even a little bit. I mean, I was able, before the show started, I was able to finally watch a little bit of all 22 as I was eating dinner. I watched maybe 6 plays. That first play, that first shuffle pass, I mean, James Daniels misses, what's his name, Logan Wilson. I mean, just misses him. Clearly misses him, and he makes the tackle. And there's little stuff like that. And see, I couldn't really see that in the game film. That's what I'm going to be looking at between tonight and tomorrow, and Wednesday, when I share it with you guys. That's what I'm going to be looking at, is what exactly is happening during the run plays. Is someone just missing blocks? Is someone getting out of the blocks too slow? Is there clutter? Is someone getting pushed back? These are the things you can see with the all 22 footage. And that is a concern, folks. If the Steelers cannot run the football, they will not be successful for the duration of the season. It's just not. Matt Canada, I know some people are hit or miss on him after Sunday's game, but like I said, I think there were sprinkles of Matt Canada in the game where you saw, okay, that's different. Okay, I see what you're doing there. Okay, I like that play call. But there were also moments where, scratching my head, why you call that with a goal-to-go situation? So it's still a little shaky. However, where I will give him a slight pass on Sunday is some of it could have to do with the fact of us not being able to run the ball. And even if you want to say that was part of it when Ben was there, obviously there are certain plays you wasn't going to run with Ben in the helm. But like I always said, as the offensive coordinator, you have to figure it out. You got to figure it out, right? And you work with the talent that you have. However, I think with Ben and so far with this team, if the run game isn't not working, it's going to dead a lot of that offense. Like right out the gate. If we can't run, we dead in the water. We dead in the water. But Matt Canada did pull a few tricks out of his bag. I saw them, even with the motions and the shifting. Yes. Did he, revisit some of the very familiar plays that we could predict? He did at times, but there was also times where he pulled some tricks out his bag. So to me, it doesn't look like the same offensive plan. It does have some wrinkles, but if the run game is unable to get going, it's not going to matter. That is a huge concern. So again, thank you, Carmichael, for reminding me of that. It's a big concern. So all right, let's get back to the defensive question. Let me see what you guys said in the chat. Claude Bishop said, absolutely. Kenya said, they can be a different dominant Sim. Yes, yeah, I agree with that. Bettsburg says, yes, the defense can remain dominant, rotation of linebackers opposite Highsmith, and as long as the run is on point. Yes. Run defense. That's going to be the key, and that's where I was going to go. Who else? Tony Carlson says, as long as they continue to stop the run. Yep. Juan says, it's not the same, but yes. Okay. You kind of going with what Kenyon said. Ozzy Tank says, really good job on your Madden videos. Appreciate that. I got some more on the way. I got a couple more games already played, but I got to chop them up and bring you the footage. But I'm having a little bit of fun presenting that because I like, for you guys who watch my Madden videos, y'all can tell I like the commentating them. Just having a little fun. So yeah, they're gonna be coming. Don't worry, they're coming. I got more coming. Darius says, if we can't get a run game going, defense was out there too much last Sunday. Yeah, that's a problem. Rajan says, run offense needs to come back. Lawrence Ladie says, if Coach T starts Pickett, it boosts the defense. I respect the opinion there, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I do not think Trubisky was trash in that game. It's funny. You just said that. You said the problem is Trubisky's trash. I disagree on that, Lawrence. Let me say this. I'm not saying he's not trash. I'm not saying he is trash. What I am saying is he was not trash Sunday. I think it's status quo with Trubisky as far as what we do with the plan. There's no reason right now to yank Trubisky based off of Sunday. Absolutely not. He did not do anything to lose the game, did not turn the ball over. Did he miss a throw here and there? Sure, all quarterbacks do. Ben did. He made plays. He made plays. He made an excellent play on the free play. I'm just saying. I'm not advocating for him. I'm just saying at this point in time, I cannot agree with that statement saying that yanking him and it boosts the defense, because I think you're kind of going with your own opinion of him to think as if the defense feels like we need somebody else in there. I don't think that. I think everyone is rallying around Trubisky. I think everyone in that building, including Kenny Pickett, knows the plan. I think we should take heed to what Jay Glazer is claiming that Mike Tomlin said, basically reporting that Tomlin and many others in the building prefer to not play Kenny Pickett in year one. I think we should believe that. I think we all should believe the only way he plays is if Trubisky stinks it up, or if the Steelers are completely out of playoff contention and they just want to get him some playing time. I promise you, if you think about it that way, you'll sleep better at night and not have to wonder if he's going to get in or not. It's just my opinion, but I think more than likely that's what's going to happen. Tony Carson said Trubisky played winning AFC North football Sunday. I'm just saying, man, he didn't do anything. I don't know. I mean, I'm not asking you to like him. I just don't think he did anything in that particular game that warrants him being sat down. So, there we go. We'll see. And listen, I'm for whoever gives us the best chance to win. So I'm not advocating for anyone. I'm just reporting what I saw with my eyes, and that's it. But yeah, real quick on the defense, then I'll get to the calls. I absolutely agree with what some of you guys are saying. I think they can be dominant, but in a different way. I think we definitely need to rotate whoever's opposite Alex Highsmith to keep them fresh. Fresher legs can give better rushes, and maybe it allows Alex Highsmith to still get his one-on-one matchups and hopefully continue to dominate like he did on Sunday. Devin Bush seems to be playing a lot better early on. I will have a better report for you guys when we do the All-22, the channel members. We're going to see it ourselves. But just rewatching the game, Devin Bush was engaged way more, played way better. Absolutely did. My two guys that I said is going to have a big effect on this defense this year had some plays. Ogunjobi and Miles Jack. They showed up. There were moments where you saw their names being called and you just saw them affecting the play. Right? Man, the cornerbacks played relatively solid as well. Listen, Jamar Chase is a tough cover for anybody. So I'm not going to sit here and, Chase was getting off. He gets off against everybody. And I think sometimes fans, we have to get away from that. Saying, man, why can't we stop this or stop? It's Jamar Chase, a premier receiver in the NFL. It's the same way, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's the same way we used to feel about Antonio Brown. When AB, nobody could stop him, and he was just dogging everybody. It's the same way he did that. I'm sure their fan base might have felt the same way y'all do. Man, why can't we stop? Well, it's because it's AB. So sometimes you gotta give respect and acknowledge the talent on the other side of the ball, and that's offensive and defensive. That's what I'm gonna determine when I watch this film. Could we not run the game because of the Bengals? Or were there mistakes? Like I said, very first drive, shuffle pass. It got blown up because James Daniels, he went into the gap, but then Logan Wilson went right around him. I mean, he just clearly missed him. And he went right around him and made the tackle. See, stuff like that is what I'll be looking for. Minkah Fitzpatrick, man, this guy had 14 tackles. It's crazy. 14 tackles, blocked the PAT, a pick six. By the way, Joe Burrow had zero business throwing that football into that pick six. Man, I'm going to show that tomorrow, right? I'm going to show that with the All-22 footage. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. We was running a Tampa 2. Devin Bush is skirting back, getting deep on the middle drop. Minka's over the top. Evans is over the top on the other side. The receiver he's throwing it to, it ran basically, a corner route. The corner, I want to say, I can't remember who's on that side. I think was it Wallace? I can't remember who's right and left. I don't know if it's Wallace or Akello, whichever one was on that side, the left side of the defense. Got great depth, so it closed that whole shot window. And Burrow's looking right at it. Unless he just felt confident and he just threw it, it was almost like a corner stop route, right? Because the receiver ran like this and then he kind of just stopped. He didn't fade to the sideline. So it was almost like it looked like a corner stop, if that makes sense. And Minka just was all over it. But I'm telling you, when I show you the all-22, for those of you who will see it, it's clear as day. You're not going to fit that ball in there. And Minka, being the safety that he is, playing that center field, read it, jumped it, and he's off to the races for 6. So it was very interesting, man. Very interesting to see that. Very interesting to see that. But yes, so I can get to these phone calls. I think the defense still has a chance to dominate. I'll say that. I think they can dominate in certain areas because we did, for the most part, stop the run. Even though we did give up that 30-some yard run, don't like that. The Mixon on that, 4th and 1 or whatever that was. I do not like that. But as a whole, you can't take that off the board, but as a whole, the run defense did not look like last year's run defense. These guys were limiting yards. They were snuffing things out. Like I said, there's at least 2 plays. One for sure, I remember Devin Bush running from left to right, meeting Mixon at the line of scrimmage, tackle for, not a loss, but tackle right at the line, and that's what we need. If we can have an inspired Devin Bush playing along with Miles Jack, and Brian Flores must be in their ear. If we can keep the linebackers playing like that, the defensive line for the most part with Cam and Alu and whoever else, Ogunjobi, Leal, whoever else is going to be out there warmly. Because, I don't know if we see Loudermilk. He was inactive this past week. But whoever's out there, they can keep those guys clean. And if the corners can play sticky like they played sticky, I think we can still dominate without TJs. It's going to have to be done a little differently. But we shall see. It's only one game, so I'm not going to say we're a number 1 D or anything like that. Sure enough, looked like it, right? After one game with all those turnovers. And man, again, I'm going to get to the donations really quick. Dog, Cam Sutton could not have played that seam route. Well, it looks like it was about to be like a little skinny post. He could not have played that any more perfectly. When Burrow tried to throw at the board, in recent years, that he's going to hit that. But Cam Sutton was in that man's hip pocket and just played the ball perfectly. Boom, plucked it right out of it. He could not have played that any better. That was textbook coverage. Textbook coverage, man. It was outstanding. So if we're getting that type of production, and I can't wait to go back and watch some more Levi Wallace, man, because again, it's hard to see what these guys, the secondary guys, are really doing on the TV tape. But I think Levi Wallace was having a good game out there too. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm encouraged that this defense can still be something, and we'll get an opportunity to see these guys again come Sunday. So, round of applause, man, to Jameer Sanders, as well as, we missed another one. Sport 8. Appreciate the donations. Jameer says, Mitch was clutch. How people hate so much, man. I don't know. Again, I'm not telling people to like or hate him. I'm just saying, let's judge these players off of the way they play each and every week. I'm not worried about Mitch Trubisky's past. I'm not. Because for those of people who say he's trash, well, there's 2 seasons where he wasn't trash. So even if you're looking at his past, it balances itself out. I'm just worried about what he does day to day, Sunday to Sunday, Monday or Thursday for the Steelers. That's all I'm looking at. Excuse me. And that's all I'm worrying about. Sport 8 says, can the Steelers realistically go 4-2 or 5-1 without TJ? No run game? Question. Consecutive play calling? Question. Your opinion. It's hard for me to sit here today, and say that. Let's see what happens against the Patriots. But it's very hard for me today to say they'll go 4-2 or 5-1 because of what you said. Running game has got to improve. I mean, there's no more if it gets. I hope it gets. No, it has to. It has to improve in order for this offense to click. We clearly see that they're going to push the ball down the field. Mitch will push it. Mitch will throw the ball in the middle of the field. But if the run game ain't working, we ain't going to get the chance to do that. We keep getting the third and longs and all that type of stuff. We're not going to get the chance to set up those type of routes. I actually believe that whether it's Mitch or Kenny, we won't see a lot of the short passing game by design unless we can't run the ball. Allergies, man. Got a lot of mucus built up here. Sorry about that. But yeah. So, and as far as the consecutive play calling, yeah, there were a couple times in the game. We ran the shuffle 3 times. You don't need it 3 times in the game. We're gonna run that jet sweep. That's part of the offense. However, I would like to see Canada call it a little more sporadic. I'm not mad at it because those reverses work. The reverses more so than and sometimes the jet sweep works as well. But I would just like to see him call it in spots. Don't tip it off so much. Don't do it so frequently. But again, he also called some plays we hadn't seen before. So I'm not going to overreact with that yet. We'll see how that presents itself throughout the duration. So, but thanks for the donation, man. Really, really appreciate that. So, all right, let's get to the phone calls, guys, and then we're going to get up out of here, man. Gonna get up out of here. Who we got? Oh, well, we got 5 calls, so y'all already know. And let me say this, and please, everybody, abide by it. In and out, man. In and out. We can't have a lot of prolonged conversation, myself included. I can't give you the super long responses because, again, I am expecting to grow. I'm expecting throughout this season there's going to be nights where we got 20 calls in the queue, and I want to get to them all. I don't want to get to a point where it's a pay to play. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen other podcasts, not Steelers related, but just in general, where they only take your call when you pay or donate. I don't want to do that. But if it gets to a point where there's 20, 30 calls in the queue and everybody's talking for 4 minutes, I'm going to be forced to be like, all right, I'll take your call for a small fee. So let's keep it free. In order to keep it free in and out, let's not be long-winded. Because I have to be stern with this. This season starting tonight, if I have to, I will mute you and, hey man, I appreciate your call, but we got to move on. Because again, like look, right now it's 6 calls. And see, I'm talking too much. So let's get into it. State your biz, quick thoughts, and out. And I will be as quick with my responses. All right, so first up, we have area code 470. What you got for us? What's going on?
All right. Do you think we would have won the game? We still would have won the game if Higgins didn't go out?
You said if Higgins didn't go out. That is a very good question. I will happily answer that, but do you have any other questions before you go?
No.
That's it? All right. Well, I definitely thank you for calling and appreciate you being short and precise. You know what? Maybe not. It's hard to say, but I could honestly say maybe not, because if we just think about last year, how Higgins killed us, he's another threat vertically. May have taken us out of what we wanted to do. It allowed us to focus a little more on Jamar Chase and a little more on Tyler Boyd, and Chase still got off. So if Higgins is out there, may have presented a few more catches, few more possessions, perhaps another touchdown. So it's very possible that we may not have won that game if Higgins didn't go out. Great question. Next up, area code 973. What you got for us?
Oh, what's going on, brother? You hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Okay, good. Tim, two quick things. This topic was, can the defense be dominated? Can be dominated without T.J. Watt? Absolutely not. That's my opinion. I believe they could be very competitive, but 22 sacks, defensive player of the year. Some things is next man up. He's not a next man up type of guy. Okay, that's the thing on defense. Now with Trubisky, Pittsburgh had 7 sacks. Defense dominated. We had to win in overtime. They're gonna have to take the handcuffs off Trubisky for us to excel. I don't know if it's Matt Canada or they don't trust him, but I just want to know your opinion on it. But man, like, come on, that score should have been like 41-7 easily.
Yeah.
Because last year when we played them, we've been through the interception, they tore us up. That's all I have for you, brother. You have a good night.
Man, appreciate the call. Great call. A lot of information in a short amount of time. You set the tone right there. Thank you. Let me be quick as well. You're absolutely right the first part. Dominant is a little strong. Can we dominate? And I know y'all are going to say that's the same word, but I think y'all understand what I'm saying. It's going to be different, but straight dominant is going to be tough, man, because you cannot replace the production that TJ Watt gets you. And let's not forget the batted balls. TBD on that offense, as far as saying it's Mitch, I really still think it's the run game, man. But like I said, I have a better understanding of what happened Sunday after I watched the All-22, which I should get to at some point tonight or tomorrow. So, well, definitely tomorrow. But yeah, let's keep our eyes open. Thanks for the call, man. Let's move to the next one. Area 951. What you got for us?
Hey, this is Pittsburgh out of Cali. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes,
So
sir.
I've got 2 questions or 2 points for you, and let me know what you think about it. The first one is, man, that defense. A lot of fans and media that were saying that Tomlin was still riding on the coattail of Cowher with the players that he had. I guess they got no excuse now, right? Second one is, from your opinion and the rest of the Steelers Nation out there, the offensive line is what it is. I know a lot of people are hoping they would turn around week 1, but, you know, I think we all kind of had an idea what was going to happen. But with the offensive line being who they are, if you had to take an assumption or a guess with the weapons that we have with Pickett, Johnson, Claypool, and even Austin when he comes back, which quarterback, Trubisky or Pickett, do you think can make the most out there with utilizing those weapons? And that's all I got.
Man, appreciate the call, Pittsburgh. I keep forgetting that you're out in Cali, man. So I always want to recognize you guys like Kenyon. You know, y'all are watching me early, you know, so you're literally taking time out of a prime time of your evening. Salutes and shout outs to that. Offensive line, like I said, man, they actually played better than I expected. So I'm very curious to dive in this film and see what happened in the run game. But I'm telling y'all, man, if y'all go back and watch the game, they pass protected a lot better. Funny, Tomlin actually mentioned it too in the press conference. They did. So I think there is room for improvement. So that's why I want to see, is it a missed block type of thing or technique? You know, I think there is still room where they can improve a little bit in the run game. And if so, I think the offensive line can hold up a bit. We'll see. Trubisky or Pickett? Honestly, right now, I would say either. I think Canada's plan is to use both of those guys the exact same way. And it may come down to personality. You know, which one of those guys will take more chances, take more risks, yada, yada, yada. Right now, even if the offense starts to click better and the weapons we got, I'm still rocking with Trubisky right now until he loses the job. Because, again, I think they're kind of similar in terms of how we're going to use them. Definitely want to see Kenny play. I think Kenny might have a chance to be special. But I'm not mad at what's happening right now. You know, I don't mind letting them sit for a moment if we can afford to do that. But Great questions, man. That's just my opinion. I appreciate that. Next up, area code 651. What you got for us?
What's up, Sam?
What's going on?
Not much, man. So I'll try to be quick. As far as the question about the defense being dominant, I think we can, and it's going to have to be just like it was this week. That was a team effort. Secondary played well. We got pressure from so many guys on the defensive line, and I think a big part of that is because of how much depth we have this year. On that D-line, man, we got people coming off the bench getting pressure out the gate. So I just think with all that depth, it really helped. And then you having a guy like Malik Reed knowing exactly what to do to step up off the bench and make a play or two here. Hoskins is going to have to be the guy that you can't block one-on-one. That's basically what it's going to have to be. As far as the offense, I just think that we got to remember, Najee didn't play all preseason. Deontay didn't play most of it. Claypool was hurt most of it. They need time. I mean, and you can tell when Mitch finally trusted, okay, I know it's tight with Deontay, I'm going to throw it over here anyway. He made a play for him. So the more we go through those moments, the better I think they'll be. And the last thing, man, Josh Jackson. I think that was an underrated signing. I think something's going to come of that, man. He could be Witherspoon for next year. Maybe, maybe not. It just depends if he gets the chance. All right, thanks, man.
Man, thanks for the call, man. And let me, it's funny, I'm a manager at work, right? And I'll give y'all a quick short story. Today I had to do reviews and tell my staff, where I rate them and all of that. And long story short, I don't just say what you have to do better. I like to give you encouragement and tell you what you do well. So I'm going to say that to you guys as the callers so far. Y'all are doing a masterful job with not only being quick, but getting a lot of information out in a short amount of time. Beautiful job so far. So let me do my part as well and be quick. I think there's definitely some merit to what you said about, Najee not playing so much. Guys definitely look tired out there. So I would definitely chime in on that. I think you're absolutely right. And I don't think we're talking enough about that catch. I don't think we're talking enough about that catch. Man, that catch was simply amazing by Deontay. And yes, Malik Reed has the opportunity to show what he's worth. And you're right. We're gonna have to force, Highsmith to be the guy, really be the guy. And I think maybe Highsmith starts to draw a few chips and double teams. So maybe the opposite guy might have to be the one that beats his one-on-one. So it's going to be interesting to watch, man. I'm getting excited for that. Thanks for the call. I appreciate that. Next up, area code 443. What you got for us?
Hey, what's good, Sim? I'm going to break this down real quick, man. Thanks for taking the call. All right, so the problem with Mitch Trubisky is Mitch Trubisky. And what I mean by that is the offensive line, like you said, gave Mitch time to pass. He had time to pass. You can't keep drifting, trying to throw off your back foot and think you're going to get something of it. That was the problem with Mitch. So Mitch will be all right. Secondly, with the offensive line and everybody losing their mind, let's break this down real quick for the highlight watchers, as you and Kenyon like to say. Kevin Dotson been with the Steelers for 4 years. In the 4 years that he's been there, do you know how many offensive line coaches he had? 4. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He had a rookie and more last year who's now being trained by a different offensive line coach this year. We have 2 new pieces on the offensive line who's learning the new techniques from this new offensive line coach. So, guys, what do you expect? And if y'all think it's that easy, y'all can go out there and do it. Thanks for taking my call, Sam.
Man, thanks for the call. I appreciate that. I love how you broke that down. And yeah, Mitch going to have to clean some things up, man. And that's the beauty of, for anybody who has the opportunity that understands, man, watching the All-22, I'm going to be able to see that. Because, again, remember what I told you guys after the show. My cousin Floyd was saying, I think it was a lot of times other people was open, and I think Mitch might be forcing it to Deontay. So that's something I'm really going to be paying attention to from that sky view. You know what I mean? So you could be on to something there where the problem could be Mitch in that case. That's why I said I'm not absolving him. I just, I don't think he's played bad enough to lose it, but the tape will tell us. The tape will tell us. All right, it looks like we have 2 more calls, man. You guys are doing a great job. Let's keep it moving. 702, area code 702. What you got for us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What's going on?
All right. So this is Juan Rangel. So I got like 2-3 things. First things first, why were we single covering Chase? Like, that made no sense.
Yeah.
Also, too, facing Chase and Burrow for the next years to come, that is very scary. I was not expecting the game to be like that. And just also, too, this game was a carbon copy of like what Big Ben would be out there, except without the interceptions being thrown by the QB. So I feel like Mitch made some good decisions. He didn't lose us the game. You know, he ended up winning it, of course. Got Boss to go out there and score the field goal. So I know everyone's saying bad things about him, but I like it. I like what I see. So long as he keeps winning his games and not losing his games, he can keep going out there until it's Kenny's turn to go.
Absolutely, man. Juan, thank you for the call, man. I definitely have seen you in the chat quite a few times. I don't know if you've called before, and if you did, my apologies. But it's always good to hear new names verbally. I appreciate when you guys do that, man, because, again, we're all family here. There's no wrong answer. I know some people are shy. You know, they don't necessarily want to be put on the phone, but come on, man. I love it when you guys call in. I love that interaction, so thank you. Really quick, we'll get to your donation, Kev. So fun, but let me respond to Juan. Yeah, man, I mean, he didn't lose us the game. You know, that's really all you could ask for. I mean, if I keep it that simple, we just want to see him play well and not lose us the game while they continue to do whatever they feel they need to do before they want to play Kenny. You know, keep in mind, it's not me saying I want to keep him on the bench. I'm just saying I don't mind it as long as Trubisky is playing well enough for us to win games. I don't have an issue with that. I can't wait till Kenny gets a chance to play. But if the Steelers feel like they want to wait and give him more time, fine. Fine by me. So I just wanted to add that little piece on to Juan's last comment there. So, and great call overall. So thank you for that. Round of applause to Kev So Fun for the donation. I did. He says, he said, did you see Coach Tomlin doing AB's dance? I sure did. What is it? Oh, man. And then remember last year when Tomlin did the other joint? You know, he's always doing the TikToks and stuff, man, with, what's his name? Marcus Allen. I find it ironic, too, that Tomlin is kind of loosened up a little bit. And honestly, I don't think he was ever tight. I just think it was so much made about the Facebook situation that AB did back in the day because Tomlin was giving a speech. I honestly don't think he ever really had a problem with like Juju or none of those guys having fun and doing TikToks. I really don't. So it's not surprising to see that, but I'm sorry, man. You know, Tomlin is a player's coach, man. And I mean that with all due respect. I don't mean that with the disrespect that some pundits try to say when they say a coach is a player's coach. So, gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. All right, man. We have another call in the queue. I have actually 2 more calls, so keep that pace going. You guys have done beautifully tonight. Let's keep that moving. Area code 937. What you got for us?
My brother Sim, man. Good evening. How you doing?
Good. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. You know who I am, man. Don't worry. I'm going to meet this challenge this evening, and I'm going to keep it about 2 minutes. I'm looking at my phone. But I just here from Dayton, Ohio, man, and we always appreciate a win in Cincinnati in our area. And I'm still stoked about the win. It was a very exciting game. Probably the game of the week, I would say. But I'm going to stick to the topic at the same time. Of course, there were flaws and such, but no, without TJ Watt, man, my heart is broken and prayers towards him, of course. And, of course, we want him back out there as soon as possible. But at the same time, I believe in giving the player as much time as you can, because to prevent re-injury, if you will. No, because T.J. Watt is, in my opinion, and probably most of ours, about 25% of the defense. I mean, the guy is an alien. He's a freak of nature, the things that he does. So we can't expect anybody to fill his shoes. I'll put it like this. Well, Sunday's game, the defense played elite. Without TJ, we'll be good. We're not going to be bums. I'll say we'll be good, and hopefully it's good enough. And then my other concern is Najee. Najee's a concern. My son had that type of injury, man. That injury, man, it can linger, man. I'm concerned about that. And then my other concern is, of course, the offensive line as far as their run blocking. Come on, man, get a brother some room. It reminds me of Barry Sanders back in the 80s when he was a great running back, but his offensive line, it was hit or miss. He would, break for a big one, and he was evading 5 defenders in the backfield at times. So that's what it reminds me of, man. But I think we'll be all right. The blessing is, I'm going to get off of here. The blessing is that TJ will be back hopefully within 6 to 8 weeks or something like that is what I heard today.
Yeah.
So hopefully if that's true, if we can keep it about 500 during that time, then that will be good. And then the beast comes back, and then we'll see what we do. Peace and love. I love y'all. Got to keep it short, man. Thank you for accepting my call, brother.
Man, Johnny, anytime, man. We appreciate you. You become a crowd favorite. Excellent job on the timing. And y'all know me, man. I'm not telling people to hurry up. I'm just setting the expectation. Because, I put things in the air and it happens. The show is going to grow. We're going to have a show one night. There's 30 calls in the queue. You know what I mean? So all of y'all did an excellent job tonight. Perfect timing and a lot of information in the time that you had. So appreciate that. But yes, just to add on to a couple things that Johnny said, man, and I think one of the other callers said it early on too, and I can take these off now. You can't TJ Watt. You just can't replace him. He's not a next man. That's what one of the callers said. He's not a next man up guy. He's not. The next man ain't doing that. He's not the standard is the standard guy. You can't. TJ is a dog. TJ is, like you said, Johnny, 25%, might be 45, 55% of that defense. He is just think about, again, who are the 2 guys that every single game you can call a name? Cam Hayward and TJ Watt. And a lot of times you might not always hear the secondary's name because that means maybe the ball's not getting thrown their way. But Minkah is a guy that you hear about or talk about most of the time because if he's not making an interception or a PBU, he's making tackles. So you are absolutely right. Cannot replace him. I mean, you just can't. He's not a next man up type of guy. So yeah, we're not going to be maybe not dominant. Can we dominate in spots? Maybe. But I think you put it perfect. We might not be dominant, but we'll be good. And that's cool enough for me. Cool enough for me. And also, Najee, man, not so much Najee. Did you guys see the pass protection from Jaylen Warren? Whew. Man, I can't wait to see this on the 22. When I rewatched the game, there's a play where he destroyed, and Cousin Floyd sent it to me as well from Twitter. I mean, that dude is a baller. Again, I told y'all, I owe that man an apology. I won't pay him no attention early on. I'm talking Durant, Mateo Durant, because I'm just thinking about his upside. Man, Jaylen Warren is a baller. Tough dude, man. Tough little dude. And I say little because, he's 5'8" or whatever, football terms. It's a little guy. Little Mighty Mouse, powerful dude, bro. So, I'm kind of excited, man, I'm honestly excited to see what else Jaylen Warren can do. Spelling Najee, or if Najee can't go. I'm a little excited just to see what he brings to the table. Again, I'm not telling him, saying replace Najee or nothing like that. I'm just saying, I might like that 1-2 punch more than I thought I would. Can't lie. Cannot lie. So, there you have it. So, all right, let's spend the last 4 minutes or so here in the chat and see what you guys got. Go ahead and fire away. This was a nice little show here tonight, man. I really enjoyed you guys' company like always, man. I love talking Steelers. I love interacting with you guys, verbally. I'm telling you, one day, guys, my plan is as we continue to grow, and once I get to a spot where, I can do certain things, I want to start doing some things in the future. Maybe some of us meeting up at a Steeler game, or maybe, it gets to a point where I can, give away some tickets or something like that. That's really kind of where I want to go with it. I really want to get to that point, man, where I can give back to you guys. And also, speaking of tickets, man, it's hard to come by. I'm thinking about wanted to go to the game this week. Me and Floyd was going to go, and then Leonard, if he wanted to go, I was probably going to take my son because, my son turns 9 next Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, but, he's been asking, man, when are you going to take me to a game? So I want to try to get him to a game, but trying to get tickets, like 4 tickets or 3 tickets, they not open, at least on the Steelers website. So I don't know, man. We're going to have to see. And I mean, I found tickets to one of the late games, like late in the season, like the Saints. But we shall see. But all right, man, let me see what y'all got really quick, and then we'll get out here in about 3 minutes. Mr. Elman says Warren is going to be a beast and should have opportunities to show his talents on the field. Agree. Tony Carson says that would be dope, Sim. Yeah, man, that's me. I want to be able to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? On the strength of the show. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Sippy Boy says, man, they was cooking him after the preseason. Who y'all talking about? Warren? Or somebody else? My man Juan says, Moof's hands are solid. That flea flicker was essential. Yeah, that boy Moof can catch, man. Remember he came in and that's what he was basically, his biggest talent was how good his hands were. And yeah, he's absolutely showing it. he's absolutely showing it. My man Luis D says, I know it's only been one game, but have you seen the difference in the way how Austin has the defense playing, especially with the DBs compared to Butler's defense? It does appear that way. Now, that's where I'm going to love diving into the film to see what type of things we're doing differently. Like I said, the only play defensively that I actually watched so far today on the All-22 was that interception from Minka. That was just a simple Tampa 2. Simple Tampa 2. Right? Now, the devil could be in the details. How he has them playing. Attitude. Things like that could be really what we're seeing as opposed to a total reconstruction. You know what I mean? Round of applause to Berg City 6 champions. Appreciate the donation. Oh, you deleted the comment, but thanks for the donation. I don't know if the donation officially went through or not, but either way, shout outs to the thought if it didn't go through. But yeah, you retracted either the donation or the comment, but it's all good. We'll keep it moving. Is it Silo said the Mollett blitz was clutch? Very, very much so was. And Mollett, man, okay, looking like he's getting to the quarterback. And not just because he got the sack on that one, but even the angles and stuff he's taking looks like it's much improved over last season. Because remember last season I was saying he wasn't quite doing it the way Mike Hilton did, but it looked pretty solid out there. Looked pretty solid out there from what I saw. Let's see. Yeah, Kenyon says, Luis D is correct. Austin has the DBs breaking on the ball. Yeah, man, it definitely looked like something. Listen. Like I said, I don't know who's responsible for it, but the way Cam Sutton played that when he got that interception, man. Oh, there go Berg City 6-time champ. Appreciate that. Round of applause again for the donation. And a comment there, he says, Fitzpatrick made it so personal, he stole Mixon Hart. Yeah, man. I kind of love, and I didn't talk about that, and I'm glad you reminded me. See, that's why we family, guys. Y'all remind me of stuff. I love the fact that early in the week, Minka says personal. I don't like none of them dudes over there. And he was playing like that. He was out there playing as if he felt that way. And boy, did he have a game. Beautiful, 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 beautiful stuff. Yep, so there it is. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Can I say something to you guys before I go? It's been hard for me to commit to pregame shows, right? My schedule gets so crazy on the weekend. So let's just say this. Let's all agree that at times there will be pregame shows. I will try to make them happen. So at least everyone's expectation is I hope he does a show. Because the only thing I've been able to commit to is obviously Terrible Towel Tuesday, obviously the post-game show, unless, for whatever reason I'm unable to watch the game or something. The pregame show has been hit or miss, and I hate telling you guys I'm going to do something I don't follow through. So I'm going to open and honestly say I can't commit to a schedule with that because sometimes I can do it on a Friday night, sometimes Saturday, but sometimes my weekend is so hectic. I got a funeral to go to this Saturday. We'll see. Hopefully I can get it out, but if not, you definitely see me following the Patriots game. But like I said, I'm going to try to make the pregame show happen this week, but don't be disappointed if I don't, because I'm already telling you, my schedule just doesn't permit for it at all times. So there you have it. But again, man, before you guys go tonight, please do that. Those 3 things. Hit the like button, subscribe, cut on your notifications. And I'll remind you once again, boom, boom, boom. 3 simple steps doesn't cost you anything to do it. It really doesn't. Outside of that, man, of course, I'm going to thank you guys for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. Without you, there is no me. So I always appreciate that. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. God bless. Stay safe. Good night. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.